These men that I've dealt with, you're lucky I don't crash out. Because if I did, I would go fucking insane. Life of a Capricorn. You don't want to give me something? Another person is waiting to give me everything I want and more. Dick will make you crazy. Have y'all not seen baby mamas crashing out over who his next woman is with? Because the dick was so good and all this other stuff? Mind you, he drops me off and picks me up from the airport. That's very intimate. You're a fucking bitch ass if you thought that by doing that I was gonna give up my pussy for you. Crazy. And why would I be sitting over here right now in this moment stressing over a nigga who couldn't even buy me a $60 meal? What? Why would I be stressing over a nigga who can't even buy me a ticket or pay a bill? What?
No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing, no such thing.
I don't know if y'all ready for this. Jumbo everyone, welcome back, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about my abstinence journey, what I've learned thus far 1 year later again. If you didn't know, this is kind of like a saga on my account in a way. Back almost 2 years ago, I made a video where I was talking about why I'm celibate, and at the time I didn't really understand the differences between abstinence, celibacy, and all those types of things. I made a video on why I was celibate, then I made a video a year later on my abstinence journey 1 year later, what I learned. Then I broke my abstinence, and I made a video saying why breaking your abstinence isn't worth it. Then I have why being horny is dangerous, and now today I have my abstinence journey 1 year later, what I've learned again. This is probably going to be a very long video, so I would just say buckle up. If you don't have the attention span, you can always change the playback speed to 1.5, 2x if that's more your type. I'm gonna be yapping a lot today because we got a lot to cover. We are also going to get extremely TMI, not too where y'all are like, damn, this bitch is dumb, but almost to the point where I was a dumb bitch and I don't want y'all to be dumb bitches, so I'm being honest about me being a dumb bitch so y'all don't have to be a dumb bitch. You see what I'm putting down? So if you're new here, you probably don't know really the reason why I'm abstinent. I would highly encourage you to go check out kind of the saga of this series, just because it'll kind of like allow you to see my evolution along the way. But to say it plainly, I am abstinent just because I personally have never really had a memorable experience when it comes to sex. I would say out of like me losing my virginity the first time and me being in a relationship up until a certain point, like yeah, it was decent, but at the end of the day, like I kind of just felt like I was using my body as like a tool to be loved, and I just didn't want to do that anymore for myself. After I broke up with my ex, that's when I said, you know, I'm gonna be abstinent. I'm really gonna focus on myself. And during this time, I also want to emphasize, during this time my whole abstinence journey was I could do oral, just not penetration, and that's where it also got a little messy, and we'll end up talking about that later. But for me personally, I was like, yeah, I want to have, you know, I can do oral, I can do all that stuff, but just no penetration. So that's kind of like the boundaries that I had set when it came to my abstinence journey. But again, like I said, we're gonna get a little bit deeper into that in today's video. And if you hear a dog barking, I'm so sorry. I got some new neighbors and they have a dog who is kind of like sound sensitive, which it seems like any sound that is made, she's barking. So if you hear that throughout this video, just ignore that. You're not going crazy. Something that I haven't been too vocal about, but I've hinted at the fact that I have been sexually assaulted. I just haven't gone too deep into that, and I'm still not gonna go too deep into that because I don't feel like it's the time and place right now to be putting all that info out on the internet. I think it's more important to focus on how that journey led me to abstinence. That happened before I got with my ex, and then when I got with my ex, a couple things had happened while we were having sex, and I was just like, I don't know about this. And it was also like the last time that I broke my abstinence a year ago, the like literal last time that I had sex with someone, it just was not good. And that's where I'm just like, men will say anything that they want to say in order to like get in your pants in some type of way, or just convince you that they're different from everybody else. And I'm just sick of falling for that shit, because at the end of the day, usually most of the time men want one thing, and that's your body to have sex with you. And once they do, they feel disgusted and they literally don't even want to look at you the same, if that makes sense. I have said this from my abstinence videos, and even my first video that I posted about me being celibate, is that I don't play around when it comes to like sex penetration, because it's an energy exchange. If you really think about it, the more partners that you have and they're, you know, they're out there not using protection, they're having sex with other people, and then you're having sex with them, like to me it's just like an energy exchange. All that energy that they're spending with that other person, then they're bringing it to you. You don't know who that person that they're fucking, you don't know what type of energy they have going on, and that shit could literally get transferred to you. You wonder why you're so depressed, you have low self-esteem issues and all this other stuff. You're fucking a nigga nigga who literally is fucking a bitch who is insecure, and he's coming and transferring that energy onto you. I don't know why we're acting like we're fucking surprised. And I also think, I'll also talk about this later, just the sexualization that women do with their bodies in order to be in relationship. How many times have I said, take sex off the table and see what your relationship foundation is still based off of? A lot of relationships would crumble because a lot of the times y'all are just having sex and that's it. You are with someone who loves you, but they don't even like you. They are willing to put up with you in the most general sense. And that's where it's like, for me, I'm just not willing to settle like that anymore. And like I said, lead with my body in a sense, like, oh, look at what all you can have and more. I'm done doing that shit, for real. Like, there's no, like, and I'm 21 years old, and like, I just like have seen how men be playing, and I'm just like, that's not something that I want to be a part of their little game. Like, my man will be ready for me at the end of the day. Like, and I've also told these men multiple times, I'm not having sex unless I'm in a relationship. They quiver. And I got a little story time for y'all later, because oh my god, I just like, sometimes you do have to go through these lessons so you can fucking learn and understand. But it's just like, going through the lesson, I'm like, damn, you was really acting like a dumb bitch. Like, you were ignoring the red flags. And that's another thing, like, you be ignoring these red flags and they be coming up later, and then you be acting surprised. Like I said, story time coming later on that. So why does nobody talk about the fact that you will literally throw your morals out the door if you're dealing with a cute man? Please! There's been times where I'm like, oh no, it's fine, like it just making excuses for a man. You're barking at nothing. That's what I thought. It's actually quite embarrassing because my knees buckle. Like, I'm just buckling at the knees, and it's like, why are you being so weak? Why are you being weak? This is one cute man out of how many? Like, and that's where I'm just saying, like, I need to stop selling myself short. Like, these little whatever little dates y'all take me on, that ain't shit. I can do that myself. And I think that's also why, like, I go on vacation, why I just set the bar so fucking high, because it's like, if I can do this for myself, like, what are you benefiting me? Like, what are genuinely, like, if you're not gonna pay a bill, if you're not gonna take me out, if you're not gonna spend money on me on vacations, if you're not gonna, like, you know what I mean? If you are not gonna add any type of value to my life, why the fuck would I have sex with you? That's what I thought. And it just goes back into me and this baby mama culture video. And I'm glad that that video blew up, because I was genuinely speaking a lot of shit. And also, that video allowed me to see one of the boys, because he's a boy, that's not a man, that's a boy. One of the boys I was talking to, ew, that makes me sound like a fucking cougar. One of the guys I was talking to, usually I never do this, but he wanted to watch my YouTube video in front of me, and we decided to watch baby mama culture. Don't sit there and lie to me and say that you watch my YouTube videos, but then you be all surprised when I be talking mad shit in the video. But basically, anyways, it's like, we were watching the baby mama culture video, and I literally said, don't have sex with a man for 3 months and see how he reacts. When I tell you the recoil of his neck when I said that, 3 months, thank you for telling on yourself. Thank you for telling on yourself, because this is exactly why I won't fuck you. You want to act like 3 months is a big fucking deal, and I can go a year without having sex. I can go years, plural. Like, come on now. I just think it's also funny, like, 3 months is a long time to you. Like, nigga, I could go 3 months without masturbating. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, these men cannot, like, they can't just be upfront with you. Let me continue the video, because deeper in the video, I'm gonna just tell a plethora of story times on what happened, so you guys don't make the same stupid fucking decisions that I made. Anyways, let's keep going within the video. It's also kind of sad because nobody has time for small talk, and we're literally the loneliest generation. We have dating apps like Hinge, Bumble, Tinder, all of those dating apps, yet I'd say 80% of the time people don't find love. They just go on there to fuck. And that's where it also, like, makes it a little bit more complicated, because it's like people like me who want commitment, and I go on those apps and I'm like, why do y'all give me all the ugly niggas? Like, I know I'm cute, like, stop. So that's where it's also like, y'all are showing me people where I'm like, don't do that, because you don't even have a job, you don't even have a car, please stop playing with me. And I think that's just like another frustrating thing, is like, you go on these dating apps and like all people want to do is fuck, or you match with someone and then they don't even initiate anything. Mind you, I'm a woman, especially when it comes to Hinge and other apps. If I match with you, I'm not gonna be the one to text you first. Let's be real. Why? Like, and that's where I keep saying, like, I'm just so sick of like being masculine around these men because they don't want to do what a man does. Like, I am confusion. Like, that shit makes no sense to me. So it's just like these dating apps, all these other things, like we're so connected when it comes to being on like social media and everything else, but we're so disconnected when it comes to actually trying to form bonds with people, because we're so used to parasocial relationships and all this other stuff that like actually having a conversation with someone is hard. Please don't waste my time. Like I said earlier, there isn't a lot of like third spaces to go to, so I think that's why it's even harder to like really connect with people on like a deeper type of social level. It's the fact that that we don't have these third spaces, so we resort to online dating, and if we can get the first part of rejection out of there by being like, oh well, they said no, then it's like you can't really move forward with that. But it's like, if you match with someone, you want to date with them, okay, whatever. But it's still just like, if we don't have those third spaces where like people who are like-minded can come together and actually, like, you know, be in the same space, how are people who are like-minded ever supposed to meet? I rebuke and refuse to be a part of situationship culture. I'm not doing it. I'm not. I rebuke it and I refuse it. I'm not gonna be your situationship, my nigga. Go do that shit with somebody else. I say that because these men will want to do everything that comes with a relationship but not claim you. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. And I think that's also where, like, when you have sex with them, that's where it makes it even messier. You're out here giving a man your punani right fucking away, and then you're wondering why he doesn't want to make you his girlfriend. And this is like a tough pill that I've had to swallow, because it's like, even though I don't give it up all the way, it's like, even when I still do oral sometimes with these men, they literally think of that as like, well, if she can do oral, then why wouldn't she want to have sex with me? And it could lead to some dangerous situations. That's all I gotta say. So that's where I'm just like being upfront right away. Like, I'm looking for a relationship, I'm looking for commitment. It reminds me of the book that y'all hear me talk about Abby a lot, because that girl and I be having like 3-hour FaceTimes, like dissecting certain things, and I be saying her and I need a podcast or something, because y'all would love to hear us. Yeah, but like I said, she sent me this book, I think it was called Attached, and it talks about all your attachment styles. And obviously I'm an anxious attachment style. I can't be with someone who's avoidant. I need someone who is moving either towards secure or they're already secure. Just the type of person where it's like, I'm, you know, moving towards secure, and just being upfront about honest communication, what I'm looking for, and how I'm not willing to waste my time, essentially. And I think that it's just a waste of time to go after people who are avoidant. If you don't want to communicate, if you don't want to talk to me about your feelings, that's on you, but I do not choose to partake in that type of behavior. We're too grown. Tell me how you feel. Why do we choose to lead people on? If you don't like someone, just fucking say that. It's really not that hard. You make it harder than it needs to be, and that's why you're sitting here complaining. The fuck? Men know by the second or third date if they at least want to try to entertain a relationship with you. Like, and that's also another thing that Abby and I were talking about, where it's like, when it comes to these men, and even a song from Mana Leo, y'all will hear me talk about that bitch a lot, because that's my bitch. First Draft Pick, she talks about how, like, all of a sudden a nigga will pop out with a bitch you never knew. They gonna come out the blue with a bitch you never knew, and you won't have a clue. Like, you know what I mean? They gonna really come out the blue with a bitch you never knew, and you won't even have a clue, because you will be blindsided thinking that, oh, this is my man, this is my man. All of a sudden he's posting a bitch. What? Weren't you just at my house? What? So that's where most, like, that type of betrayal, I can't be a part of it. I'm a crazy bitch. That's all I gotta say. These men that I've dealt with, you're lucky I don't crash out, because if I did, I would go fucking insane. Life of a Capricorn. No, but genuinely, like, by me saying I'm not crashing out, my crashing out is leveling up on you 10 times even more, so you can never have a bitch like me. That's all I gotta say. You fumbled me at even like this level of my life, when I know I'm about to be up here come like 2-3 years. That's on you. And you can watch from the sidelines. You can watch from my story like you're still watching my shit. I don't know what you want me to say, because I'm never giving you a chance again. I will never. And I learned this lesson with my ex, because the universe didn't want me to be with this man for years upon years upon years. No, it's my man, it's my man. Bitch, that's why you went through all that trauma. And look at all the shit that you're still having to deal with. Look at all the healing that you're still having to go through, because you didn't want to listen to the universe. And that's where I'm also like, I feel like sometimes I would be blocking my own blessings if I went back to a man that already told me he didn't fucking want me. Just for what? For him to tell me he doesn't want me again? Leading into that, this has nothing to do with me, and this is really none of my business, but it's obviously circulating around social media right now, and I feel inclined to talk about it. The Jess and Reese situation. I talked about this on TikTok, and they fucking muted my video because it's the truth. At the end of the day, I was Jess's sister. I was the friend or the person to go and drive. Granted, it wasn't 40 hours, because bitch, you're crazy. It was still 9.5 hours round trip, or 9 hours round trip. I understand Jess's sister basically crashing out online, because ain't no way you just sat there, cried to me, made me come and pick your ass up, allowed you to live with me so you could get your shit together, so you could move out on your own after he just blindsided you, and then all of a sudden he's back in your crib. Y'all are back together. This is what I mean. Jess, I love you, and this is a canon event, because this is why we gotta stay back. Let the girl go through it alone. She's already saying she don't want us in her business. All right, but I'm gonna give my 2 cents, because I was your sister. There'll come a time where you'll be like, damn, everyone was right. And it's a little embarrassing sometimes, because it's like when you're that big of a public figure and you go back. I saw this one TikTok where it was like, damn, y'all would hate me and my ex because we be getting back together all the time. That's cool. That's y'all. You don't display your shit on the internet for people to have an opinion. But like I said, anytime you post something on the internet, you have to be ready for people's opinion. That's what comes with being an influencer. That's what comes with being a content creator. You have to allow people to judge you. How you take it is up to you. But like I said, never, never. I'm done with that shit. I'm done having a man tell me he doesn't want me more than once. You don't want me? All right. Another person does. You don't want to give me something? Another person is waiting to give me everything I want and more. So like I said, I feel like I would be sabotaging myself and sabotaging my blessings, aka that's my middle name, Blessing. I'm not gonna play that shit with you. I would be blocking my blessings if I would allow a man who already disrespected me to continue to disrespect me, because just how he up and told you randomly one time how he didn't want you, he can easily do that shit again. And I be saying, I love Cecilia Regina. That bitch's fucking TikTok just be eating every time. And Cherry too, and Sheree 7 sometimes, most of the time, but she be saying some whack stuff sometimes. Anyways, what I mean by that is they just be speaking truth, and sometimes it comes off as hating, but you really have to understand what they're trying to say. Like I said, this is a canon event for Jess. We just gotta let her go through it, but I can definitely see the sister's point of view on, if I'm that type of bitch that will come and save a captain, save a hoe, you throw it back in my face by literally going back to the man that did you so dirty. No. And this is, y'all are like, how does this tie into your abstinence journey? Dick will make you crazy. Dick will make you crazy. Have y'all not seen baby mamas crashing out over who his next woman is with because the dick was so good and all this other stuff? Come on now. Bitches go crazy over some dick, and this is also why I'm not gonna be a part of that shit. I'm not gonna fuck a man and then all of a sudden his bitch is coming to try to beat my ass because he didn't tell me that he was with someone. You know what I mean? Like, that is just something that I choose to not involve myself in, and that is also where I'm like, I don't want to be like you bitches. I don't want to be crashing out over some dick. Like there are bigger fish to fry in my life. Dick is not one of them. All right, now my battery finna die. Hold on, I forgot what I was talking about. But like I was just saying, I just personally cannot have a man tell me he doesn't want me more than once, because like it's just embarrassing at that point. Like, I know people say like right person, wrong time, like all that stuff, and I feel like God forbid like I ever experience that. Like, just give me my person at my alignment, you know, when I'm ready. But it's just like, it just like dick will make you crazy. Like, that's what I be saying. Like not having sex for a year, like penetration wise, do I miss it? Duh. But am I willing to not protect my peace anymore just for a fucking headache real quick, or a quote-unquote quick nut, or a nut that I don't even know if I'm gonna get because the nigga don't even know how to fuck? So how does my tattoo tie into this? If you didn't know, I went to Bali for my 21st birthday, got a full leg sleeve, got a whole YouTube video about that, many TikTok, many Instagram reels about that. Go watch it. But like I said, I have Nefertiti, two bad bitches. My ancestor, Queen Isis, is a queen / master manifester, okay? If I have this woman on my body telling me, oh, don't worry about that bitch, I just wait till, if I'm patient enough, they will reward me. And that's where I'm also like, having these women, these figures on my body, I be wondering why shit don't work out with men and why it be happening like quickly, like not even making it a full month, because they won't allow that. These women on here are like, first of all, Nefertiti represents beauty. You are not going to get with me and drain my beauty and drain my health. The only reason you will be with me is to add to that. So that's also another reason. This bitch Nefertiti, she's like, you ain't gonna be with no bum ass ugly ass nigga. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. So yeah, Queen Isis is like, bitch, you can do better. You can do better. And if you are going to have this many things going for you come 2-3 years time, you can be alone for a little bit. You can be alone. You can wait to be on people as the same level as you, because it's like sometimes when I'm like, oh, someone lower than me, I try to bring them up with me. No, they should be doing that shit on their fucking own. What, like, you know what I mean? Like, why would I be building a man up when I could be using that energy to build myself up, and he could be building me up? Women are used to building men up, and I'm just refusing to do that anymore. You should already be built, and I can just add to that, and you're supposed to more so add to me. Thank you. Need some water in this bitch. Like I said, I know that if I keep being patient with the universe, they're going to reward me with someone who has everything I want and more. More to give me, more than I could ever even think of receiving for myself, because that's what happens when I'm a patient ass bitch. And not just fucking the first nigga that shows me, oh, I can give you semi the bare minimum. No, come on, bruh. I also say why my flings are so short is because it's like, I'll do some stuff with them, but then I'll be straight up and be like, no, I will not be moving forward until I'm in a relationship. You make me your girlfriend, or anything along those lines. These men will run out the door. And that's where I'm also like, with being abstinent and like actually sticking with being abstinent, you show these men, I'm not finna fold just because of the things that you say. Your actions have to speak louder than your words. And a lot of the times these men aren't doing the things that they need to do in order to show me that they want to be in a relationship with me. So why the fuck would I fold? Not for you. I'm genuinely trying not to be in a lack mindset, just because it's like there are so many abundant people and so many abundance when it comes to dating. I don't know for sure in Minnesota, but I just know like come the future, once I'm, you know, aligned with the person that I want to be and who I also want to reflect that back to me. So that's where I'm also just like, keep being patient, don't worry about it. And there's plenty of people out there. That's where I'm just like, most of the times I be seeing these girls and I'm like, they're in a relationship, a long-term relationship too at that, break up, not even 6 months later they're with another man. I'm just like, if they can do it, I can. There's also this super cute TikTok couple. I forgot their name, but I'll put them somewhere on the screen. They just emulate that they love each other and that he actually likes her. And that's where it's like the bare minimum, like I need my boyfriend to at least like me, like the things that I do, like my craft, want to support me. Like when I genuinely say like I just want to be supported in a relationship, to be seen, to be heard is to be loved, okay? And that's where it's like, if I'm willing to do all that and pour all that energy into someone, they could do the same for me. Sometimes in a way too, for me, I feel like a man could easily study my YouTube channel and almost see like what he has to do in order to make me fold. Like, oh, okay, like I'll just be in a relationship with her for 2-3 months and she'll fold and she'll have sex with me and and then I break up with her and move on to the next bitch. Or I could have the mindset of, they could watch my YouTube videos, they could see straight up front what I'm looking for, they could know that that's what they're looking for as well, and make their little move and call it a day. Like, if you want to wine and dine me, who am I to decline? But I've said multiple times, if you can't come into my life being a provider, don't even try. Don't even try, because I'm gonna expect it and I am gonna say some shit. I'm just saying, like, genuinely being 21 years old, doing the things that I've done this year, going on 2 solo vacations, come on, bro. Like, I don't want your fucking pity. If you can't even take me out on an extravagant vacation or even plan something meaningful and thoughtful, because it's not always about the money, it's about the thought, right? So if you can't even do the bare minimum of doing that, I don't want you in my life, because I go hard for the people I love. Like, especially if I got money too. Oh, I love spoiling the people that I love when I got the money. So that's where I'm just like, if you can't do the same or you don't want to, stay away. I have standards, and I know bums want to bring women with standards down to them, because they could say, oh, she moved her standards for me, so that means I could pull any bitch. We need to stop giving these fucking bums a chance. Stop showing, oh, they have potential. No, they don't, because if they had that potential, they would have already done something with it right now. Why are you trying to potentialize a man who is literally sitting on your couch, not even contributing to your life? Let's be real. So this goes into another long story time. I'm gonna try to long story short it, but another reason why I don't do oral is because I just feel like I said earlier, these men have the mindset of, okay, just because she's not having sex with me, I feel like if I do oral good enough on her, it'll get her into the mode of wanting to have sex, aka why I made my video, why being horny is dangerous. These men know that if you get to a certain point of horniness, you're gonna fold. Like I said in the video, it can make you want to do things that you normally wouldn't do, aka having sex without a condom and just not being protected. Let's be real, come on now. So that's where I'm just like, me doing oral with these men, and not even me always doing oral, just like them doing oral on me, to me it's almost like a half-ass invitation, right? Because it's almost like, if say a woman gets raped, and I know this is like a heavy kind of topic, but say a woman gets raped but she allowed him to do oral, they're gonna be like, well, you allowed him to do oral, that's the first half of it. And that's where it's just like, I don't want to put myself in those situations anymore. I'm just gonna say straight up, no, I don't do none of that without being in a relationship with someone. That's just the boundaries that I have, and that's the boundaries that I choose to keep. I'm so sick of, and it's also like, too many people have seen me naked. Y'all have seen this sexy ass body naked. A couple of y'all, a couple too many of y'all. You don't deserve that, especially with the way that I've been working on my body. Hell no, hell no. So that's where it's, for me, I can't do oral because these men think it's an invitation to something. You do oral with a man and then you start dirty talking, he will use that as an invitation, as consent. He won't even ask you, he'll just try to do it. And that's what a man tried to do with me. And that's where I just like realized, like, yo, I can't do oral anymore, because like this man literally tried to have sex with me without even asking, and I'm not trying to get assaulted again. That's the biggest reason why I'm continuing to stay abstinent and not fold with these men, and even removing oral from the table, is because it's still an invitation. They think it's still an invitation to have sex with them, and if they do it just good enough, then they'll be able to do it, and I'm just not trying to be traumatized again. No thanks. Okay, let me tell y'all a quick story time. And this is what I'm talking about. I was a dumb bitch, so y'all don't have to be. Met this dude on Hinge, stood him up the first time just because there was no communication the day of, and that's just a person like me. You need to confirm plans the day of because I've been stood up. Whatever. He made a fair point. I thought he was emotionally intelligent. Cool. We go out, we chit chat, all this other stuff. We hang out a couple times, but it's basically love bombing. And my dumb ass, I'm like, well, why wouldn't someone want to love bomb me? He ends up sleeping over, all this other stuff. And that's where I'm just like, doing these things like that I would usually do in a relationship shows the man I'm not fucking serious about them. So it's like, I also can't be surprised when it's like they don't want to make me a girlfriend, but I'm doing girlfriend shit with them and they're not, whatever. Mind you, he drops me off and picks me up from the airport. That's very intimate. You're a fucking bitch ass if you thought that by doing that I was gonna give up my pussy for you. Crazy. Drops me off, picks me up at the airport, and I already should have known, can I talk? I already should have known that there was a red flag within the situation because he wanted to act like he didn't know me like that on vacation, and you say that you're gonna FaceTime but then you never FaceTime me. You can't even keep your fucking word. I should have cut your bitch ass off right there. And that's also another thing Cecilia Regina says is, if you don't cut them off at the first flag, don't be surprised when there's a whole bunch of other red flags just sitting there waiting to happen. Durr. I come back from Aruba, right? Mind you, I was just in a foreign ass country doing everything on my own. He wants to say, oh my god, I will never forget this, because it's just like, I'm glad I stood my fucking ground. Come back from Aruba, I'm like, can we go to Cane's? Like, I'm hungry, whatever. I'm like, I'm wearing a hoodie. Mind you, I'm wearing this exact halter top. I'm wearing this halter top. My stomach is kind of showing, but it's like nothing too crazy. Mind you, it's literally like 85 degrees because it's mid-end July when I come back. So I take off my hoodie and he's like trying to make me wear his t-shirt, y'all. He's like, oh, you can put this on. I go, why would I? I just took this hoodie off. Why would I put on your t-shirt? He's wearing a wife beater under. So that's where I'm looking at him. I'm like, is it? And I literally ask him, I go, is it because you don't want people looking at me? And he goes, yeah. I'm gonna stop you right there. You're not even my man and you're already trying to control me. No. I said, well, this is what happens when you date a bad bitch like me. I know that man said, this bitch. So that's where it's also just like, and then he goes to me, but you're the same nigga who says that you don't ghost people. I don't have time for that immature shit. If you actually want to be with me, if you actually want to be in a relationship with me, you will tell me. I won't have to beat around the bush. I won't have to know if you actually like me or not. Like, come on now. And that's what I'm saying. By saying straight up, no, I'm not having sex with you, it literally eliminates the men who are only here for sex. I will be abstinent for however long I need to be. If that's fucking 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, shit, I guess that's what has to happen in order for me to actually be blessed by the universe of my, like, you know, the man who is actually going to provide for me, give me that emotional and spiritual and physical support, all those other things. They want to give me a push gift. They want to give me, you know, the life that I desire and more. And like, we can be together as one unit, building each other up even more. Why would I continue to settle for bum ass niggas who only want one thing? Like, I'm so sick of potentializing men when they can do that potential shit on their own and come to me once you actually have your potential fucking figured out, okay? But like I said, the rooms that I know that I'm about to be in within 2 fucking years, especially being an interpreter, I'm not worried about y'all because y'all weren't worried about me right now. So why the fuck would I give you a chance when I'm up and stuck? I also be having some weird ass dreams that be telling me that I don't need to be doing nothing with these men, because that's where I'm also just talking about like that sexual energy, like in doing stuff with people in your dreams. That's literally a sign of like spiritual warfare. Basically, that's an incubus if you're a girl, or a succubus if you're a man. Those are those entities, those whatever, and they're sucking your energy. That's why I be trying not to do no sex shit in my dreams, because you're not supposed to. There's a lot of things that you're not supposed to do in your dreams, and that's one of them, having sex or doing sexual things in your dreams. Because what? No, I'm good. I didn't even talk about STDs. That's another thing y'all don't want to get into, and I think I talked about it a little bit in my baby mama video, but it's like, you guys are having raw sex, you're surprised when you get pregnant. And another thing, oh my god, I don't even know who these people are, and just internet drama is so crazy. I think it's Willito and what's her name? Hold on, because I just watched her video today. Wendy. Willito and Wendy, I just watched their whole story. That is another perfect example of, you can't trust these men. I don't even know who she is, and I was like, damn. She was basically with this man named Willito. They never were like officially dating or whatever, but she has a daughter named Valentina who's like 1 or younger than that, or I don't know. And basically she was with him, but he was out there fucking bitches and raw too. Like, that's something that I choose not to be a part of, because it's like, you're sitting there fucking another bitch, you're coming back and fucking me, going back and fucking them, and like, you don't know who that second person is fucking, and you don't know what STDs you can get. I feel like we've normalized STDs a little little too much. And that's also another boundary that I have for myself, is I refuse and rebuke to have sex with a man unless we both go get tested. I don't need to go get tested because I haven't been doing shit. But it's like, for them, if you really want to prove to me that you like actually love me, let's go to the fucking testing place together. Let's make sure that you're safe. And even then, if you're safe, nigga, we're still wearing a condom. I don't trust you. Like, just with sex, I'm not having a pregnancy scare. I'm not having an STD scare. We will be wearing condoms. I don't care if it doesn't feel as good. You know what doesn't feel good? Pregnancy, abortion, all those other things that I'm not willing to put myself through. No, thank you. This is also super random too, but I'm sure most people are watching the show Mormon Wives and all this other stuff. And something that I literally just can't get behind is like, even in the Mormon culture, like I know it's very common like to not have sex. There's a thing called soaking, all this other stuff. They're showing like a whole different reality of like Mormonism. But just my thing is like, Taylor, I get it. You didn't want to get married. Like you got married early, like within the church. Y'all started doing swinging shit, all this other stuff. I just don't understand how she has an ectopic pregnancy, has a miscarriage, keeps having sex with this man who she doesn't trust, but still thinks that having a child, I know they don't believe in abortion, but still believes having a child less of a commitment than marriage. Like, what? This shit, I don't understand it. And this is also another thing where it's like, unless you're trying to marry me, why am I having sex with you? Genuinely. Like, yeah, sex feels good, but it's like, I feel like we just be allowing sex to guide us a little bit too much in the decisions that we choose to make. And I'm just not willing to be a participant in that. Call me weird, call me a prude, call me whatever. But it's just like, I'm not willing to bust my legs wide open to prove to a man for what? So he can get the ick after and then cut me off and ghost me. Now I'm sitting here crying, oh, he ghosted me because I had sex with him, even though that's what he wanted. It was a test, bitch. It was a test. Like I talked about a little bit earlier, again, just reiterating the whole Jess and Reed situation. That's their business. If they want to be together, they can be together. But just for me personally, I would never allow a man again to tell me he doesn't want me more than once. You had your opportunity, babes. You can't come back and see once I'm leveled up on your bitch ass. Now you get to reap the benefits of the position that you put me in order for me to have to level up for myself. What? No. I'm also just not gonna look like a dumb bitch. Sorry. I'm not calling her a dumb bitch. Everybody is making their discourse videos online. And I also want to say, TikTok, you're a little bitch, because why does everybody else get to make their videos and my video gets muted? For what? For what? Okay, y'all, we are coming to the final segments of this video because I just continue to yap. I wasn't expecting it to take this long or be this long. I'm lying. I knew it was gonna be this long. Whoever's still around, love you. I think with this whole journey, what I've learned, what I continue to want to do for myself, and where I see myself in a couple of years, I just can't have sex with a man right off the bat. Like, I think genuinely, unless this is a man that wants to marry me, am I gonna be like celibate and not have sex with a man till marriage? No. But you know, you gotta test drive a car before you buy it, right? So obvi. But at the end of the day, I just think it's like doing these things with men who don't deserve it. I feel like for so long that I've kind of led with my body and over sexualized with my body. People can even say it on my fitness account that I, you know, lead with my body, whatever. The way that I look at it is that people are going to sexualize you no matter what you do, so you might as well do what you want. And I think that's why, yeah, I'm gonna keep showing my ass. This is why you don't judge a book by its cover. With just talking about everything, it kind of sucks that I broke my abstinence, but it showed me everything that I needed to be shown to the guys that I did stuff with. And if they're watching, Jumbo, all I have to say is that I shouldn't have given you that opportunity to even play with me like that, and that would have never happened if I didn't open my legs. So I think it's just, you know, like I said earlier, me being a dumb bitch, trying to teach y'all to not be dumb bitches too. Then you'll have to learn the lessons that you were trying to avoid, right? Yay. I know I can seem very prude, very like pure, like I'm not gonna do this and this, but like I said, I think I just have this mindset because I know where I'm going to be in 2 years, and people are like, well, what is that? If you've never seen this video, I am currently going to school to become an ASL interpreter, and more specifically, I want to focus on concert interpreting in music festivals. So that means being an interpreter for your faves, meeting your faves and my faves at the same time. But just knowing that I'm gonna be a cool ass bitch and in some cool ass rooms, and why would I be sitting over here right now in this moment stressing over a nigga who couldn't even buy me a $60 meal? What? Why would I be stressing over a nigga who can't even buy me a ticket or pay a bill? What? You see what I mean? It's just like, I'm, as much as I want to be in a relationship, I'm just currently not willing to lower my standards for someone who isn't willing to give me what I want, or even show me that they're willing to do what it takes in order to get me what I want. I'm the youngest child. I'm spoiled. So yeah, most of the time I expect things to go my way and get the things that I want because I'm used to it. And if I don't get exactly what I want, I know that the universe is waiting to reward me with something even better. With saying saying that, I'm not willing to go against my morals anymore just for a cute man. Y'all are cute and that's it. And then at the end of the day, even though they're not stressing about it, I'm a woman. I'm going to think it. I'm going to overanalyze it, and I'm just not willing to put myself through that anymore with men who never even deserve the time and day from me. I'm not saying that I am anti-men. I'm not saying that I don't want a man. When I am aligned to have a man in my life, he will come. But right now, I'm still willing to give myself everything I want and more. So if a man gives it to me, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at the bare fucking minimum. If anything, you can't even talk to me if you're only offering the bare minimum. There's other people in line who are already willing to give me more than I want. Why would I allow you to give me nothing? You know what I mean? So I think it's really just like, the more that I choose myself, the more that I'm showing to the universe, like, you can bring these people in as lessons. I'm gonna pass this lesson and move on to the next level in order to fully align with who I want to be. I also just like that this has been like an evolution, and I've been speaking the same things over and over and over again for now like 2 years. Like I said, there's the why I'm celibate, my abstinence journey 1 year later, what I've learned, why breaking your abstinence isn't worth it, why being horny is dangerous, and this video today, my abstinence journey 1 year later, what I've learned again. So that's where it's just like coming full circle, really seeing that I went against my morals a couple times and look what happened. I'm still talking about the same shit because I didn't learn the first time. So this is a long jibber jabber video. If you are still here, like I said, I love you and you're a real fucking one and you're ready to hear some real shit. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye y'all.